Alright, welcome back to Soul Spark Tarot. I'm your host, Mr. Anu. And today we got ourselves a little check-in message. We'll see how long this one is. So if you don't want to hear the yap, go ahead and skip to the reading. And then if you do want to hear the yap, sounds like you should listen to the yap. Let's start. So what's up, everybody? Oh, man. Getting excited. I've been tired. The last couple of days I've been pretty exhausted. Just putting in work as much as I can, but I feel like it was kind of for nothing. But then I realized that it's never for nothing. It's always a wonderful opportunity for something. And I'm just realizing that it takes time to process certain energies, and it requires the patience of one's own self. And in that patience of one's own self, we have to realize that we're changing. And as we're changing, our changing is changing as well. So that means who we believe in as the changes that we experience, those things are changing independently and relative to one another. In other words, you have a version of you that will never not be a different version of you. And because these versions of itself are always changing, then you can never be a changed version of yourself. In other words, you are creating clones that pull out from you whatever decision that you make. And as we continue to make more and more decisions, these decisions will allow us to make new versions of ourselves that never has been. And these versions of ourselves that never has been, these are like babies. And that's the cool thing. A lot of people in this Aquarian age will not need children to see those changes enacted. But most of the world will. Again, it's a physical world ruled by the devil. So guess what? It's just ruled by the devil. It's not owned by the devil. It's a renter space. And so because we are in a world where it's just rented, everything else needs to be understood as rented. So this is the idea of owning the present moment. The more of the present moment that you can obtain with your consciousness, and then you can develop into your conscious awareness, the more present you can feel. And notice, it's the feeling that is generated from the mind being focused on the present. And what that allows is for a sensation to be created when there is a thought pattern or thought image being created or being processed. As these thought processes are being imagined within your mind, you have to be the one who is aware of the feelings or the sensation of a feeling that is correlating to that image. So, if you don't have certain experiences because you haven't actually done them, you can develop the images of similar situations to where you can project that emotion upon that image. And this is what we call visualization. But I'm going about it this way because it requires you to understand the level of visualization inputted with the sensation that allows you to even see your imagination in the first place. This seems to be super irrelevant, but what this is referring to is the processing of old emotions versus the acceptance of new ones. I'm so ready for this new world, even though there's little things that are constantly coming back up. And that's the thing. I have to accept that there are always going to be things that come up, but how does my mind interpret that information at that present moment? Well, that is what I've been going through. I've been processing these old things. I've been having old situations pop up, new situations pop up, similar situations pop up, and I've been needing to navigate things in accordance to my present moment. And that has allowed me to really stay grounded into my present moment. But then I've realized that my grounded present has expanded over a couple of time or a couple of days, a new time frame. So instead of calling it a moment, we can call it a period of time. And in this period of time that I'm exuding as my one present moment, like a 3 day weekend, we consider that as one weekend, but that would be really from Friday to like Tuesday morning. But the idea is when we're packaging up this information, we can see further, we can see more clearly. That's what I've been doing. I've been away because I've been processing and I've been clearing up my vision of what needs to happen. I've been starting to gather my energies back on things that are going to be ending. I've been trying not to give and to certain things too much. I've been trying to understand why I've been given to these things. And I don't care about why as too much. In this case, it's the fact that it is required. And I don't always need to know why I need to do something. I just follow my instructions and then I'll find out later. It is important for us to understand right now that we're going through these changes. Mercury retrograde just ended, but that doesn't mean that the lessons have ended. Now it's time to apply. So it's literally turning right around to see where is the pop quiz that will have you go back to class and restudy, or will have you say, yes, I've processed this information, I can move forward and progress. Well, for me, it's just a simple realization of like, there's certain things that I just don't want to do. There's certain things that I do want to do. And there's certain things that prevent me from doing the things that I want to do if they're around all the time. So learning balance is the key. Mercury retrograde is a wonderful time frame because it allows you to balance something in your present moment by seeing what is unbalanced about the past and how you respond to it in the present relative to your old version who is not you. Treat it like a stranger. And that's what I've been doing. I've been calling my energy back, but instead of, and I realize there's a voice in my head that when it does call the energy back, it's it's that service based voice that we have when we're helping somebody at the job. That is not the voice I need when I have my energy coming back to me. No, I gotta have that energy as if I just snatched that shit from my little brother kind of thing. Give me my shit back, motherfucker. Like, that's the energy that you gotta take with you when you're calling your energy back, because you are treating these people too nice energetically. You're treating these energies as if these things are gifted to you, when in reality, you've been wanting this shit for so long, you've been needing this, and you've been asking about it. They've been blowing you off and avoiding you. Man, give me my shit back, bitch. Like, that's the energy that you should be coming with, because again, that is yours. It has always been yours. And the only difference is who just received that energy. So if soft, gentle, lamb-based you is going to these wolves and saying, give me my energy back, and then they're trying to play games, the games are going to continue. But if you go in there like, well, I've been waiting on this, and now you want me to wait some more, there's no more time to wait. You know, go in there like a whole different demeanor. Go in there like you top G. Like you the motherfucking Itachi of the whole goddamn village. Yeah, you got to go in there with a different perspective, and then that energy is going to be attracted to you a lot more, just because of the fact that it is not going to go back to a place that is going to be willingly giving back. Not that giving back is bad, it's just the location. So this point, space, and time has a person who is enacting very positive traits towards negative things. So if it doesn't have enough positivity to match the negativity, you won't go beyond that threshold of what we call negativity. So you'll pay back some debt, but you're still in debt. The idea is you need to be the auditor. You need to treat this as if you are the bank and these motherfuckers owed you money. Give me my money. Give me my pencil. Give me my game. Gimme. You gotta go take that shit. But it's not in the sense of I'm about to go and invade and reconquer what is mine. No, I'm just gonna snatch my shit the fuck back up. So I'm hoping that that'll help you guys out too. Don't be afraid to be aggressive and mean and snatch your energy the fuck back up, because that is what we've been going through. I've been having all of these dreams. I've been having all of these insights, these downloads, these energetic interactions. And at the end of the day, it ain't me. Those are versions of me that went through those things, and this version of me is just trying to keep those old versions of me calm and have more confidence in the new version of me. Yeah, you can try whatever you want, but you don't understand that I don't even know what'll happen. I hope to be a good person, but I don't know what the fuck that means in regards to the situation you want to present to me. You can't be afraid of those surprises that you would give to yourself, because that would mean you're afraid of the changes that you've enacted to get yourself from out of who you used to be into where you currently are now. So we got to take the time to really appreciate that vibe and that energy for ourselves. We just got to take the time to say, all right, bet, I got you. I got you. I understand. I trust you. Go ahead and do your thing. Go ahead. I got confidence in you to go do your thing. But you're talking to yourself. So that's the energy that you need to have when you are receiving your energy back. Oh yeah, hey, it's $5, bro. If you don't got $5, I can't sell you this. My boss won't get mad. And you're your own boss, but if you put yourself in a scenario like that, then your body, your energetic body, will have the context of having boundaries, having rules, having expectations that can't be broken. And this is what you need to take on when you're actually calling your energy back. Don't just call it back and be like, hey, I'm so happy you're here. Call the energy back and was like, yeah, I told you I was going to get you back. That's the kind of vibe. It comes off as more confident, but it's really assertion of a version of you in a place that it normally would not have been. So, with that being said, I'm going to go shuffle these cards a little bit more, and then we'll get started on our reading. So, outside of that, I hope you guys are doing well, embracing the energies that was created while we were experiencing this Mercury retrograde. There's a few other things happening too, but embracing the change. That's where we're at right now. And the reason why we gotta embrace it is because we're just at the beginning. So hey, doesn't matter what you lost, doesn't matter what you gained, just know that we changed, and it is time for us to make that change in ourselves. So, alright, I'm feeling like this would be a shorty. I'm being called to do a 3-card spread. So let's hit you with the 3 cards, and then let's see what messages come out of them. It's just going to be confirmation. I was just told confirmation of what we said, but let's get the visual so we can get that aid so you can do what you need to do if these words by themselves just can't reach you. So I'm realizing that I'm probably not going to do dailies anymore. I think I'm going to allow myself to do maybe 4 times a week. And I think that's going to allow me the energies that I need to do some other stuff and not feel obligated. And then at the same time, leave room for new creation. So let's be on the lookout for some changes. That's amazing that this started off at the bottom and now it's at the bottom again. Okay, let's start the reading. So overall energy. Got a lot of energy. Okay, so our overall energy starting off bomb, bomb. So this is our overall energy, and it looks crazy to show all of these cards, but what this shows me is exactly what we were saying. You've been walking away from the things of the past. And as you've been walking away from these emotions of the past, it's a movement. So what have you been moving upon? You've been moving upon all the joyous times of the past. But in those joyous times where you're seeing yourself in all these interactions in your mind, you've realized that it's been you. You've been the star in those situations. You've made those situations as good as they've been. It's been you. So now you've been reaching new conflicts. It's the conflict of self, realizing that these people actually weren't as good as you thought they were. These people didn't have your back like you thought they did. These people weren't as good as you were allowing them to be in your mind. You've realized that it's been you who's made these situations so wonderful, and now you are the one who's able to come in and destroy all of those previous notions. And that's because you've had the strength to see yourself. And what have you seen yourself through? Through the manipulation, through the tactics of deception, through all of those changes of the mind. In other words, all of those situations of the past where you thought it was just conflict, you realized that you were the conflict resolve. You were the person who was there to resolve the conflicts. And guess what? You're the only one who had the strength to think about the situation as is. But because you took the right actions, because you are such a good person, because you didn't realize that these were situations that you were fixing and not a part of, you've kept on and held on to aspects about these things that you felt responsible for. And you were not responsible for any of the shit whatsoever. You're not responsible for the dirty classroom if you're coming in to clean the classroom. You're just responsible for the aspects that you're responsible for. So the key is you've now realized that you have the strength to be okay with not being responsible for things you're not responsible for. That's strong, man. That's powerful as hell. Because again, no one is obligated to do anything or help anybody in any kind of which way, any way that they seem fit or unfit. No one is obligated. The thing is, this is why you would have a contract. Then we would be obligated to the contract. So the situations that we're creating right now in our present moment, they must be understood as obligations to ourselves, to the greater context of who you are as a self, which is a version of you in a situation. This version of you that you project within a scenario so you can interact between and interact externally between spaces. This is a point in time that will allow you to gain and cultivate power on a daily. This power cultivation is simple. All it is just you coming to terms with realizing that you are responsible for yourself. And I don't care if you got kids. I don't care if you have a spouse. I don't care if you got a whole fleet of fucking employees. You are responsible for yourself. You're responsible for yourself. So let's see why we need to realize emotionally that we're responsible for ourselves because, again, you are the star. You are the one that brings the joy to the job. It's your smile that makes people want to work hard. It's your smile that makes people want to hate you. It's your smile that keeps the ball rolling. It's you. It's you. It's yours. It's what belongs to you. Your energy, your voice, the way you walk in, your style, your clothes, the way you talk. All of these things, it's you. And you're bringing these things to a place. And all of these things are constantly changing inside of you. So it's hard for you to see how much of influence that you actually put on this place that you're residing within. But the cool thing about it is, if you can accept all versions of you, then you can start to appreciate the changes that you're walking away from and see them changes in a new light at another point. See them as new beings, but old versions of you. So you got to learn to cultivate these images in your mind, these memories of your physical past and these memories of projected futures. You have to be able to reconcile them into a single point in space. And that single point in space is you as the high priestess looking at the things of the past and of the future, the physical and the non physical. You are the one who's absorbing that into a single location, but you have to understand you're changing from location to location. Mercury doesn't actually go retrograde, but it allows us an orientation which can reflect upon the past and allows us to see things that we just forgot about. Again, kids all the time, they forget that fall is called fall or autumn is called fall because leaves fall off the tree. Coming back to situations like that you didn't remember that you learned, a previous version of you was so grateful of that lesson, whereas you don't care. You got like 5 different ways to say we in autumn time. The late of the year, seasons is changing, pumpkin spice season, Halloween season, holiday season, whatever you want to say. You now have different versions for what you were originally taught. That is this idea of going back. We can go back to see and recall information of things of the past, and depending on how we react and respond to those situations coming back up, will allow us to see how far we've come. And if you only take on the perspective of, well, I'm the shit, I'm the star, and it's not because of what I am, it's because of what I've done and what I will do. Those things matter more because this version of you in the present is going to shift and change and change. So the idea is we need to put boundaries on our shifts and boundaries on our changes. So now we can walk with a space of continual change relative to my thoughts, relative to my consciousness, relative to who I am claiming myself to be at a present moment, which means that my present moment must expand. And that's what's happening. I think you are expanding upon what you've been. So now you can become what you think now, but what you think right now is just the thought of what you wanted to be in the past. So it's all about us saying, oh, I got all of these things together right here, right now. My past, my future, what I'm thinking about these both things right now, and I have it right here, and I'm going to call all of this a brand new present moment. It's bigger, it's better, it's wiser, and that shit is more beautiful. So, let us move forward. What else can we know? Talk about a 3-card spread my ass. That was at the bottom earlier. So, You've been cultivating all of these energies, and it's about to burst. It's about to bear fruit. And it's funny because the things that you are looking at right now, these aren't even things that you've actually been wanting to look at. They're things that are you've been looking at to help yourself remove certain aspects just so you can turn around and get something that you never looked at. But again, it'll come together because the idea is there's parts of you that are creating that you're unconscious of, but because they're watching, they're learning. And these are like little kids, little smaller pre-made versions of you who haven't grown up yet. You know, if you want to be the strongest man, the strongest woman in the world in Olympic weightlifting, that version of you who's not at that level, that's that little kid that I'm talking about that is developing. They are desiring and watching the things that you're presently doing to see if they'll ever become that or not, or to see how to go about becoming that. And in this case, we've been watching certain aspects of ourselves grow, but then we're not going to realize the overgrowth, the extra benefits, all the additional blessings, because not only did I decide to go to graduate from high school and then go to college and get a degree, even though my mom and my dad didn't, my little brother saw it. So now my little brother wants to do it. And then my little cousins saw it. And now my cousins wants to follow my brother. And my brother is following me. So now they're all looking at me and my little brother. And then so on and so forth. We start to build momentum. So these are the changes that we're seeing, but the changes that we can anticipate are the things that is going to blossom within your world coming up. All right, what's our last card before we get our final message? So, High Priestess comes out as our final card before our final message. And guess what? This is just confirmation of you winning the spiritual battles within. The spiritual battles that you've been fighting have been coming to a halt. And as these things slow down and become easier to see, you can easily see yourself on your high horse. You can easily see yourself as that bitch, as that motherfucker, as him, as her, as the goddamn motherfucker. It's you now. But it's you being able to actually start to see yourself now as these energies because you finally cleared out enough of the past. And you're not removing the past, you're allowing it to integrate with your future, and then you're telling it the role that it's going to play. You're snatching up the old responsibility card and you're giving that energy a new responsibility card. Here's your ticket. This is where you sit. This is where you go. This is where you don't deviate from. And if you do, we're going to have problems. That's the idea that you're bringing now to your future. You are not afraid to be the boss anymore. You have enough scenarios in your energetic field that showed you how confident you can be in any version of yourself, even the ones you're surprised out of. Damn, I would have never guessed I would have did that. Well, guess what? Now you got an example of you doing that. You never thought you would. You did, and it was a positive outcome. Go ahead and keep growing that version of yourself. Go try to do that thing again. Go try to bring that energy out again. Go try to find a situation where you can exude that energy for the 18th time now. And you just so comfortable that nothing can tell you anything about it outside of more versions of you. So, that is where we're at. Let's see our final message. We're looking at taking ourselves and showing ourselves that we've made it beyond to a new version of ourselves. And this new version has the ability to conquer all the predisposed thoughts. Again, they've been predisposed upon us by our own selves. The feeble, weak child version of me versus the grown, strong adult version of me. Both have their own powers. But the idea is the adult version of me is closer to who I am in most cases. So I'm going to use that version to call on and be the greatest teacher of the younger versions of myself. I'm going to be the motivator and the inspirational factor for all the future babies who haven't came yet, or the future versions of me. So the idea is we got to constantly teeter upon stabilizing certain things and being stagnant in places that we just need to be, and then being open and giving and growing in other areas. So let's get our final message, then let you get out of here. Final messages. Final message comes in as this. There's a Knight of Cups who wants to come in and give to you as you're now giving to your balanced self. But guess what? This is showing me, to piggyback on what we was just talking about, Knights are energies in motion. So this is the example of you calling your energy back, all sad and shit. The energy is coming back to you, right? And then when the energy get here and realize, oh, this ain't no sad motherfucker just over here pouting and mad and moody in the fucking corner. This motherfucker got a whole party of abundance going on. Oh shit. And then your energies come in and says, yes, thank you. I'm so happy to be here. So again, you got to think of this card as energy. Energy can be male or female. And when you receive that energy, these are the 2 cups that has to receive. Those 2 cups that have to receive are these 2. So it looks like you are mourning over the lost cups, but you're just calling them back. And when you call them back, that energy, whether it's masculine or energy or feminine energy, it has to reconcile with the 2 cups within you. So when you get here and you decide, oh, this is masculine energy, this is feminine energy, you present to yourself the opposite energy in order to receive it and contain it. So this 2 of Cups here being shown is saying that you are in an abundance of yourself because you know how to master both sides of your energy. So if you're having energy come in from when you was a kid, I don't care if you were an old man right now. If you was a kid, you had feminine tendencies because all of us come from a feminine point of view. So these feminine energies had to be cultivated. So in other words, this feminine energy from a child is going to come to you, and you have to be this masculine energy receiving that feminine energy in the proper way. Even if you got to snatch some shit up, that's cool. But the idea is, on the flip side, let's say I'm old as hell now, and I've had all of my, my trials and tribulations, and I come in there with some heavy masculine energy. This heavy masculine energy comes in, and then guess what? You have to receive that masculine energy in the right way. So that masculine energy can say, okay, I'm safe. I'm safe to be here. I'm safe to open. I'm safe to unpack. So guess what? That is what we're at with this new energy. Again, you look like this, and the energies that come and toward you, it looks like this. It looks like you're still just looking at the past morning. But when it gets beyond and actually into your house, you're actually super abundant. Super abundant. You have all of these examples of you in your own world, in your own life, where you're just the star. You're just that cultivator. You're just that farmer, planter of seeds. You have made everything grow. And so that energy will happily submit to wherever location it needs to be in within you. If you got boy energy that needs to grow up to a man, that'll be the little boy talking to their dad kind of thing. Then, boom, flip-flops. Now it becomes the dad. And then now the dad is receiving the love from that little child. The dad becomes more feminine now because it has to be received. It just planted a seed. And now that seed is nurturing the dad who planted it. Again, you plant an apple tree. The apple tree will nurture you back and take care of you with apples. Plant an avocado tree. Same thing. Take care of the tree, eventually the tree will take care of you. We always got to switch between these roles. It is not about being a man or a woman. It's about receiving or giving. Nurturing or nurturing. Again, one nurture happens internally, feminine. One nurture happens externally, masculine. Nurture both sides of you by understanding the abundance you have already gained. These are the things that you guys are understanding right now. And I hope that you can really understand that as you call your energy back, you are not the same person. So your energy is not going to feel the same, and you got to make sure your energy change. Transmute the energy as it comes back and start off by saying, oh, give me my shit back. Start off with that. I want you to start off in that manner because the end of the day, the energy is coming back thinking it's the same old, same old. It's thinking you in the same old state. But as soon as you say, you're late, finally you got here, that's going to shift yourself into this energy. It's not wrong to say, you're late, hurry up. It's not wrong to say, no, put that away. That is what gained you all of this abundance. So that energy is going to get right into alignment. This is the idea of us calling our energy back. Our energies are coming back, and because you are now abundant within your own self and abundant within this present moment, the new energy or the old energies is going to fall in line with the new energies, and there should be nothing but positivity and happiness and greatness for you. So I appreciate y'all being here for this one. See you on the next one, baby. Yeah. Peace.